The amazing Mr. Please himself.
Good morning, everyone. Here on Crack Racquets, we are going to be interviewing Coach Dwayne Hultquist. Coach Dwayne has been at FSU for quite some time, and we are really excited to just have a little bit of a chat this morning and talk, because Coach Dwayne is taking on the Florida Gators college match day, which is extremely exciting. And obviously it's just early season. It's just nice to kind of chat, talk a little bit about what's going on, what's probably looking great with the team, and obviously try to figure out what types of storylines and key pieces to this exciting rivalry is going to be part of this February 3rd battle. So, Coach Dwayne, welcome.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate having me on, and it is something we look forward to every day, playing the college match day down there in Orlando and having an awesome crowd. And so we're thrilled to have you all involved this year.
Yeah, happy to be there. And so the SEC and ACC are like obviously some of the top conferences, with Virginia stepping up now and going back to back. The street cred, the pride, the ACC's got a reason to kind of stick their chest out and say, hey, we're just as good conference-wise. Looks like in the top 20, there's 12 of the teams, maybe 5 ACC, 7 SEC in the actual top 20. Do you feel like this is one of your strongest teams?
I do. I think the last few years, we've been a very young team. We played, 5 freshmen a couple years ago and got to the round of 16. But this year, I think now we've got a lot of guys that are older. We got 3 seniors and we got 4 juniors that will all be playing for us, and 2 outstanding freshmen as well. But, this is an older team. It's a team that has gotten better. I think, we're led by Antoine, who will be playing number 1 for us. And, we have a little bit of an older team and a team that's experienced.
So tell me a little bit. I think there was some questions on whether Antoine was going to be back. So it looks like he is for sure going to be back and in the helm for you guys. Tell me about that. Was that like on, just sort of a recent development, or was it like on pins and needles? You guys that weren't sure you're going to get him back this season? When was that sort of confirmed?
Yeah, I think we always contended. We thought that he should have always had 2 years eligibility, and we appealed, and the NCAA saw it that way as well. So, I think he is. We did find that out in December. So. Antoine has showed the ability to win a lot of big matches. I beat Ethan Quinn last year when we beat Georgia. He beat Elliot Spitzgerry, who's currently number 1 in the country, at the Master U tournament late this fall. So, I think he's got a big game, a big serve, plays very aggressively, and for a bigger guy moves really well. So he'll be very entertaining, and he likes the big moments.
Yeah, I feel that the aspect of having a veteran squad is it's just really a big part of college tennis. If you look at some of the teams that make the great runs late in the tournament, they often have that, I would say, that 70-30 mix of veterans and young guys. You usually see teams full of young guys in the semis or finals of NCAAs, right? That just the little decisions, just there's so many things that go into it, and having players that have been there and done that is always critical for the teams. So it's great to have him back. I'm sure the other guys underneath are doing well. Obviously, it's just unfortunate the way the rankings go, that he's not in the rankings right now. He's your number 1 player, and he's beaten the best players in the nation, and he's unranked. But obviously that'll work its way out here in a couple of weeks. But in terms of health, is the whole team healthy? Is everybody ready to go?
Yeah, I think so. I think we started practice January 3rd, and I think we are pretty healthy going in. We always have a few things here and there, but I think we're pretty well off that way, and we've got a couple guys that I feel like have really emerged this fall. So we're anxious to see those guys what they can do in these big dual matches.
Most certainly, and having, like you mentioned, having the Mississippi State match here today, or actually this weekend, tomorrow, and then following it up with Alabama, and then coming back for kickoff weekend. That it's good, but it's also tricky, right? Well, we'll see how the mental dynamics of that go. Whenever you play somebody twice in a short period of time, potentially that can be challenging. But I feel that having some tough battles in the early part of the season, it just toughens you up. I mean, if you think about Virginia's run a couple of years ago, they lost 5 matches in a row and then won 20 some odd matches in a row. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to learn about your team in the beginning if you can kind of take those punches in the stomach and really get that information and try to sort of move forward. So I've been looking at a little bit of the box scores for you guys, some of the lineup stuff that you're putting out there now. Are you experimenting or tinkering, or you feel like you're already fairly set with where you think people need to be playing?
No, I think we've got a lot of guys that are very even. I mean, I think you look at someone like Loris Poleroy, it's his because of COVID, it's his 5th year starting for us, and he in the past has played number 1, and you got someone like Youssef Raheen, who has been ranked as high as 24 in the country last year. Jamie Connell, who I might say might be one of the most improved players since he started college to where he is right now. On the UTR side, he's gone from a mid-11 to a mid-13. And so all those guys are very even. I think you could play the lineup any different way with those guys. And then Josh Carpenship, is experienced player. And then Alex Balty's in his 3rd year, and he's doing very well for us. He's coming off surgery this summer, and then some of our freshmen are already showing signs that they can help us too. And Justin Lyons got to the quarters of regionals this fall, and Azariah Rusher may have led our team in wins in the fall. So we've got a lot of pieces there, and I think we've got a lot of people that are going to help us there this year.
Yeah, I would say so. I most certainly think that with that type of leadership and those options, it's always interesting to see the first 4 or 5 dual matches and see what coaches do with their lineup, right? Some coaches are playing for what they think is the right strategy versus their conference. Some people are just playing it straight up. Some people are trying to go match up. It takes a few matches before things obviously take hold, but do you feel like you ever spend a lot of time sort of shuffling the deck and getting so lost in the X's and O's of what another team might do? Or do you just try to put your guys out there and just try to beat whoever's on that line?
Yeah, I think of the latter. I mean, I think, we know our guys are pretty comparable in there, and I try not to get into too much what other people are going to do because they may switch up in what they're doing. So, but I do think for us, we've got multiple pieces there, and that we can play many different ways, and ultimately the goal is to win the match, and we want to get our guys good opportunities to play as high as they're playing, but at the same token, we feel very comfortable that what we're going to put out there is going to be very even across the board all the way down.
So on the internal side, right, speak to that. So the guys obviously care. They go back to their dorm rooms and they want to know with certainty, I'm playing 5, or I'm in the lineup, or all these different types of things. You've been around the block for a long, long time. Every coach has their own way that they sort of deal with the mindset of the players internally, right? And so How do you approach that? How do you communicate that, convey that, and execute that relative to lineup decisions? What do the guys know or think about right now? If I called one of these guys up, talk to Rahane right now, okay, Yusuf, what's going on? Like, what's up with the lineup? What's he going to say?
Knowing Yusuf, he would he was like, just put me where you think I need to play. So, I do think it's to me it's about communication and communicating. Here's where we are today, and keep working with them and getting them great opportunities. I do think where we are in college tennis. A lot of people. I think everyone wants to play and wants to be in, and I think you got to create those opportunities for the people that are proving themselves. And but I think it really comes down to that communication. Last week in our first two matches, we got 8 guys in and got a lot of good competition in there. So I think we're going to continue to do that to get people the opportunities and for the growth of their games to continue to do that.
Right, but I'm saying there's not like a challenge match period where people are duking it out. You're using more of how are they doing versus the market metric versus how are they battling against each other and proving who should be in the positions.
Yeah, we did a little at the end of the fall. We had a little where everyone played everyone, and that kind of helped sort it out where we are. But we also use some of the other metrics as well, like whether it's WTN or UTR and how they've been doing over the last 6 months or so.
Outstanding. So relative to the double side of things, it looks like you had Antoine playing with Karpashev and Poro and Rahane playing and Connell and Bolte playing. It looked like that was what you put out there in this last series of matches. Do you feel like that the doubles are still something you're trying to form and piece together, or you sort of like where you are there?
Yeah, I think last year, if that's an area that we needed to improve on, and last year we had an okay record in doubles, but it wasn't as good as I would like to be. And those 3 doubles teams we've played. We also played the 2 freshmen together one match as well, and I do think that's where we're going to be starting out, and certainly we're really working to build the chemistry of those 3 teams, and working hard together. And I think we're pretty comfortable where we are right now, but we want to see them come forward and get us a start. Last year, over the course of the year, we actually didn't lose a match by losing 4 singles. So if we won the doubles point, we actually won every match that we won the doubles point. So, obviously the doubles point is important, and we put a big emphasis on that.
Yeah, and obviously one set with no ad scoring can go quick, and sometimes you need some weeks and some matches and some time, some sample size to really feel like that are solidified in that. So obviously, best of luck with how those form, because that, I agree, it's a tipping point in a lot of matches because these teams are so close in ability. Talk to me a little bit about the dynamics of playing Florida at the National Tennis Center. Obviously, it's exciting. College Match Day is exciting. It's great to be, having your match showcased, right? It's the synergy and the energy of having the girls and the guys playing at the same time. I mean, there's just a lot of unique dynamic going on for this match. But do you feel like because Gainesville might be a little closer, do you feel like this is a home match for them? Or how do you feel about this? Will you have enough fan support coming over there to get it rowdy?
Yeah, that's great comments. I think traditionally they've had a little bit more fans there. We do have a lot of fans in the Orlando area. I think it's a pretty unique match. I mean, I think most years it's the most watched match in the country. We have had upward of 2,000 people out at the match. There might even be able to be more there this year because we're playing both men and women there. I think it's very unique in that it shows, with the great marketing effort that we get out there, how successful that is to get so many people out there watching. I think it's a great showcase for college tennis. And some of the years on the TV side, we've had great numbers. So I really feel like it's really important for college tennis to showcase matches like this, and to have the ability to have a huge crowd out there. And so I really kind of feel like it's a marquee match that you can have every year and have that support. But I'm very happy with the support out of the Orlando area, though.
Yeah, that's outstanding. I'm happy to hear that. As you remember, College Match Day started in Tallahassee in 2014. You guys hosted the very first one. Obviously, I was there with Kevin Cork, and so it seems like just yesterday, a minute ago. That picture's still above my desk right now. And we had some challenges that day. We had to go indoors, and we were able to get that go off the ground. But you've been a very staunch supporter of college tennis and making sure that it is actually on the air. And you guys are one of the few schools that have the ability to be wired to Bristol and do some ESPN, on the Watch app and things like that. Before, you guys are really pioneers in this. So I really think that not enough respect has been given for you guys relative to being able to obviously promote, care about, and showcase the college tennis. So I think it's great that your teams are going to be part of this particular great epic college match day, because we don't have as many of them as we've had in recent years now. And so it really highlights the few that we do have. And I think it's very deserving that you guys are playing.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. One thing that to add to that is, we are having two matches on TV this year. We're going to be playing Virginia on TV at home, and I think it's NC State or Wake Forest that we're going to have on TV as well. So we feel like to grow college tennis, it's really important that to get as much visibility as possible. And I think people that come to matches are amazed at how much fun a college tennis match is. And so I think for us in college coaching, we really need to grow that, and there needs to be more of it. So we appreciate what you've done and been part of that. And I want to see that continue to grow.
Yeah, and it has grown. And obviously the recent announcement of ESPN picking up the NCAA's for 8 years is exciting. Obviously, what Crack Racquets has done here in the last 3 or 4 years has been incredibly heavy lifting in terms of making sure that there's just a lot of stream touches across the nation. And obviously, it all just has to continue. Everybody has to keep doing their share, and you most certainly has been very active in that. So we appreciate that. So talk to me a little bit more about the Florida Gators. It's the Florida Gators without Brian Shelton. Brian Shelton is in Australia now. He is no longer around. Steinberg is at the helm with Chloe underneath. Tell me about what the new Gators look like. Do you feel like that they're at what state of their rebuilding are they at, and how challenging of a team do you feel you're going to be going up against here?
Yeah, I think they did a great job in signing people and adding people to their program. They've got some great young players there. It's an interesting side note. Adam actually played with me in college. So we were actually college teammates at Penn State. So, we certainly know each other well. And then Matt's been down there for a few years. So, I think this is, going to be a fun match, passionate. I love, when you get, I have pictures outside my office of college match day down there in Orlando, and some of them that we've won. And, I think that's the spirit and enthusiasm and energy of college tennis. I think that's what we really want. And that's, that's some great memories of matches that were played down there.
So if you just looked at it on the paper, obviously it's hard to say how he's going to play his lineup, right? But looking down the line, you feel like you're stronger up top, doubles points, just in the depth. Is there any particular area of the match that you think you might be slightly favored?
I think it's so hard to tell. I mean, one of their guys was playing down in Australia, and obviously he's had a really good fall. So, I think the thing is, we're going to play them, and up and down the lineup, you're going to have these tight matches and these big matches. I would think that would be a little favored with Antoine at one, just off of experience, and maybe there's some other places in the middle of the lineup. They did get us in the doubles last year, so that's something that we're going to have to prove on our end. I think up and down the lineup, you're going to have great matches, and it's going to be a fun environment there, and I hope we set a record crowd. So it'll be great down there.
That's awesome. And talk to me a little bit about so we talked about the Florida staff. Way back when, it was Nick Kroll. He moved on and obviously is out in Oklahoma and doing great things there. You should be proud of his results and his efforts. Talk to me about your staff now. Who's on the assistant line? And obviously with the new rules, you have the ability to have a second assistant. So tell me a little bit about your assistants, and let's get the pronunciation right on your associate head coach's name.
Yeah. You know what? I just call them Suds. Coach Citron is it's in his first year. He's doing a great job for us. I'm really pleased with him. I think he's come in. He's great on the court. People really respect him. He is very relational. The guys really take to him. I can tell with the people that he's worked with, both at the University of Texas and Fiona, who went to North Carolina and played in the U.S. Open. He's got a great track record of player development, and with people that he did when he had his academy in Austin, and so we're seeing that he's terrific. He can't spend enough time on the court doing individuals as well, so he's there. Currently we have Bryn Nihirong, who is a MBA student and who played for us as our second assistant, and so he's finishing up his MBA and helping us out this year. So guys all know him. I think that was important. Very high energy, passionate guy, loves doubles, and so he's helping us out now. I think you see in this trend around the country with people adding these second assistants, and I'm glad to see that. I'm all for that. I think it's great, and the quality of coaching that's happening around the country is really growing. I mean, Florida has Scott Perelman, who's been there for a number of years, and obviously he was a very successful head coach, and now he's part of their staff. So I think college coaching is growing, and the level of coaching is getting better and better around the country, and so I like the fact that we have that third coach, and we're excited to be adding that in the future.
Yeah, it most certainly allows the division of labor to be better. You can spread 3 coaches out over 6 matches and have a lot more eyes on the action all the time, and giving them the feedback, because obviously college coaching has such a different interactive experience, unlike any other sport really, because in football or basketball, you have to call an official timeout, where in college tennis, you can just interject feedback and call out plays and tell them where to serve and everything as the match just unfolds. So it really is great to have that third person, because across 3 courts, sometimes you're not always able to get that message where a person standing in between 2 could. Is there anything in particular, like how do you decide as the season goes on, or even for this match, where you stand? Like, are you going to be at 2 doubles and then between 5 and 6, or is there places based on relationship or what the players want, or what you think the key matchup is for the day? Is it something that's continuous and there's continuity through the season, or do you just kind of size that up every single match?
Well, that's a really good question. I love that question. I tend to move around a little bit during the season. A lot of times I start with our younger guys. I try to coach them maybe a little bit more, I do think it's on relationship, and I do think the relationship side, if things are rolling pretty good, I think try to stick with the same doubles team or the same two guys, and sometimes that changes on when you go to different places, because some people will play the 1 and 2 in the middle, and some people will play them in a line like you do at Lake Nona. So that kind of changes that dynamic a little bit, but sometimes we're working with a couple people specifically during the week, and so then we want to keep them for the matches.
Absolutely. I think that's very good. So the last two questions I have for you. First off, how many years has it been now? What year are we in your coaching career?
Yeah.
What
This
year
is year 25. It's year 25. Yeah. Year 35 in college coaching. I had the 10 years as assistant prior to that. I think it's a great, I think for me personally, it's great. I have 5 kids, and I have my four girls have all played Division I at Florida State in different sports, and I have a son that's playing tennis now, so that's not quite there yet. But I think the college environment has been great for me, and my family, and the connection with other sports teams has been a lot of fun. I got a 17-year-old playing on the beach volleyball team at FSU that's top in the nation right now, and I have my whole family that's around. They come to a lot of the matches, so that part's been great, and I think that's what makes college coaching very unique and fun, and the lifestyle I think's been really good.
Wow, that is unbelievable. 4 D1 children playing at FSU. I mean, obviously that's a record. I've been in this coaching game for 33 years now, so you got me beat. 35. That's a lot of years, a lot of time, a lot of growth, a lot of tears, a lot of wins, a lot of losses. Right, the triumph and the disaster is what we have to be able to manage so well on the coaching end, and I really think that you've done it well. And obviously the length of your stay and tenure obviously is a testament to how great of a job you've done, and Florida State clearly is respecting that. So congrats on that. This is going to be a great match. I'm looking forward to it. Crack Racquets is going to be just excited to have the atmosphere of both men and women playing together with such high stakes in the early part of the season. And we really appreciate you coming out this morning. And we just want to know, lastly, how's your pickleball game? Coach Artizon's got that pickleball thing going over there. How have you stepped up on that pickleball court?
Mark is doing great on the pickleball. He's terrific in that. And, I enjoy playing it. I don't play it a ton, but I do play. Our whole family goes out and plays occasionally, and then I play in sometimes with some other people. I actually am. I think pickleball can kind of help your tennis. I think just the reactions of it I think are good, and it's not quite the same how you hit it. I went out to I saw out at the other day on FSU's campus, and there was all these people playing pickleball and people waiting to play pickleball. And I'm going to count how many people are out here playing. There's 46 people out there playing. So I think it's, I like it. I think it's fun. But I don't play it too much. Mark's got me beat in that. So.
Yeah. Well, it's great that you guys are giving to the community, and your facility is doing so many things, from tennis to pickleball to what have you, the junior academies you guys have had. It's really a full service university. It's not just college tennis going on at FSU. You guys really have, I think, a true staple and mark in that Tallahassee community. And you obviously the proof is in the pudding because of the fundraising, because of the support, the fan support. You guys have given a lot and they're giving back to you, and that synergistic relationship is outstanding. So you guys have a lot to be proud of. Obviously, good luck to the Noles. Let's get the chop going. Best of luck, obviously, against the Gators. And looking forward to seeing you guys battle on February 3rd.